If you're like me and you love platformer games, then you're probably familiar with a game known as A Hat in Time. You play as Pac-Kid and you collect a bunch of different types of hats that give you different abilities. My favorite one allows me to run. A Hat in Time back in the day used to be compared to Super Mario Odyssey. I guess the reasoning was because both games utilized hat gimmicks. Obviously they're both entirely different games, but like, come on. We're not gonna be like the Forsaken and fucking Pillar Chase 2 community. We can use our brains and realize there are similarities between the two. Anyways, A Hat in Time also has a Steam workshop where people can create all kinds of different mods. Most relate to skins, character models, and whatnot, but there's also some custom levels that people created, and I decided to play a couple. Anyways, let's get to it. The first level that I'm going to be showing off is Twisty Trials Galaxy by Bali, I hope I'm saying that right. This mod brings over the Twisty Trials Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy 2. Basically, it's a really standard level. You basically have these rotating platforms and you just gotta get across them without dying. As you can see, I'm not very good at that. Like I said though, it's really simple, but it's really nice to see as it's inspired by the Mario Galaxy 2 level as aforementioned before. It's extremely short too. There's like one area that looks like it's supposed to be a checkpoint, and I can confirm it's not a checkpoint. Overall, it's a short and sweet level. If you like Super Mario Galaxy, this was a pretty cool one. The next one is Pac-Kid by Catcube, hence the name, it's inspired by Pac-Man. This one has 5 different mazes, but I only did the first one. I assumed it's obviously just based after the original Pac-Man map. Anyways, as you can see, the ghosts here are represented as multicolored Vanessas, which is pretty funny, but also really fitting. You get this top camera view as you can run around the map and everything. There's no power pellet equivalent in this, so you're unable to take out the Vanessas by any traditional means. It's simple, really. Once you collect all the orbs around you, which represent the pack dots, the timepiece will appear where the fruit usually shows up in the original game. Admittedly, I didn't really care for this one all too much, primarily because of the top-down perspective. I feel like this would have been a lot more interesting if we were taking it from the perspective of Pac-Kid, you know, like the whole third-person view and not this over-camera thing. Especially considering that it's Vanessa we're up against, it could add to the suspense factor, and it would actually be really cool. I think what just makes it weird is just watching the Vanessa slowly linger about, and there's not much you could really do other than to wait in some instances, and it's not as stressful as it is kind of boring, which is why I feel that the whole perspective change would honestly make this map a lot better. Again, I only did the first maze, so I'm not sure what the others are like, but if this was anything to go off of, I'm probably not going to be all too interested. Next is the Mount Celeste Climb Rift by Jazz Rabbit. Hence the name, it's inspired by Celeste. It was a game I've played in the past and never beat because fuck that. Anyways, you start off in a 2D kind of perspective thing, you know, kind of like traditional 2D platformers, and it's really cool. This mod also comes with a couple of unique items. One is the climbing badge that allows you to climb up walls and shit. Apologies, I haven't played Celeste in years, so I don't remember if you actually were able to climb in that game. I remember you can latch onto walls and wall jump by proxy, but I don't remember outright climbing them. But that could just be me forgetting, so do correct me if I'm wrong. You also get Madeline's hair, which, unlike most other caps, isn't just a simple reskin. It actually has a unique ability. It allows you to use the dash ability similarly to that of Celeste. But it's really weird how it's used. So, for reference, in order to use your hat ability in the game, you have to press the corresponding button. If you were using mouse and keyboard, for example, that button would be on the shift. However, upon pressing shift for this hat, basically a random reticle wheel will just show up with nothing on it. And I guess when you're in 2D, you basically aim to where you want to go. On the one hand, it's cool, but it's also very, inconsistent, if that makes sense. Then later you get to a portion where you actually get to play in 3D, and honestly it makes this whole jumping thing seem way weirder. As far as I'm aware, I don't think aiming with the mouse does anything different to change where you're dashing to. At least I didn't notice a difference. Maybe it does make you go a little higher, but I'm not entirely sure. I didn't actually get to beating this level because from what I've been playing through, it's pretty decently long and also pretty difficult. And as I've aforementioned numerous times, I suck at this game. But hey, if you like Celeste and hard platforming challenges, this might be the map for you. It's pretty cool, all things considered. Maybe I might go back and try to beat this one. Next is Trainbow Road by Starblaster64. Basically, they took Rainbow Road from the Mario Kart series and mixed it up with the Yakuza Metro trains. So this one I'm gonna kind of walk you guys through this one because it's a little weird, admittedly. So you start off on this straightforward path, and when I say straightforward, I do genuinely mean straightforward. You're basically just running forward and collecting these orbs. You need to collect 25 of them to unlock the next area. You literally just run straight forward and collect these orbs. There is a sign halfway through it, but you can just climb over it. It's barely that much of a threat. Once you're on the train, there's a couple of signs that will appear, and you gotta jump over them. Getting hit by them won't damage you, but it will knock you back and knock you off the train, which does deal damage. So, be careful if you will. The momentum's a little weird since you kind of propel forward with momentum when you jump off, so just keep that in mind. The second portion has pretty much the same thing, only this time there's 2 trains to jump across. There's also an electric field, and if you touch that, bad things will happen to you. You'll just respawn back and lose life. Once you grapple onto that, which I did a great job with because thanks left click. Anyways, once you grapple onto this, you head to the next area. Do you get a checkpoint? No. But you better prep because once you get off of that, you gotta make sure you land on the train lest you probably die. Then there's buzzsaws all over the place, lava. I assume most of it will kill you instantly or whatever. I don't know. Then there's the final portion of the level. You gotta grab more of these electric orbs again. This time, you got a couple of puzzles to deal with. Primarily by using the dweller cap to get around these blocks and whatever. You start off by collecting these electric orbs, and once you do, you're able to unlock a thing. Okay, the stupid shit in question is basically this little cherry. I think it's a cherry. You gotta take it to these little kitsune fox looking thingamajiggies, so that way it'll get armed like a detonator. Like a detonator? It's called a bomb, Shiva. Shut the fuck up. Once you do, you gotta take it to these 2 ice blocks. One is on each respective side. Once you break the ice and press the buttons that are encapsulated inside of them, you'll then be able to proceed into the cannon and complete the level. It's a pretty cool level all in all, but there are some sections where I kind of question why they are the way they are. Not in a bad way, but more of a, did you want me to suffer? I'd say it's a pretty good level though. Not much to really complain about, 8 out of 10. Next is the Nether by Mashu. You start off in front of a Nether portal, and honestly the ambiance is pretty interesting. That's the first level banner. And then you get blinded. Yeah, so the Nether is apparently in skyblock mode for some reason. Honestly, could not tell you why, nor do I care. The platforming section by itself is already kind of weird. It's like, why the hell are we doing this? But then there's a portion where you can't get over because there's an invisible wall. So my thought was obviously to try to dash backwards, but I failed. But instead of outright dying, I land on an invisible platform and into this hole where dialogue shows up that says, wow, you did it. You actually fell down here. Congratulations. I didn't believe anyone would fall down here. It's a surprise, really. I guess since you're so bad, I might as well just put you to the end of the level. Then you get teleported above the hourglass and, did you really think I'd let you have it so easily? Also, it's a timepiece, you moron. Anyways, we're given a puzzle here. Quite easy if you ask me. Just try not to burn the crabs while cooking them. Pressing this button that's in the room spawns 2 buckets of, well, I guess crabs. And there's also 2 pools of lava to the side. I tried throwing the crabs into the lava to see if there was a button that was submerged under there that I couldn't see. But nothing seemed to work no matter where I threw it. There was also this one piece of netherrack that was shaded differently, so I assumed it was maybe something I could destroy, either with the brewing cap or just hitting at it, but nothing worked either. It took so long that I realized there was really nothing to this, so I just used the Mario cap to fly out because no. Once I get to this part legitimately, because yes, I did it legitimately, there's no proof otherwise, we get to the timepiece, which is great, gotta love it, and then more dialogue shows up. Good job, you finally made it to the thing. Now hurry up and get out of here before I change my mind and move it somewhere else. Move it somewhere else? You moved me! You might be wondering why this level's so short. No, I'm wondering why it wasn't possible. I can't really say the real reason, but part of it is because I'm just really busy and don't have any time to do this sort of stuff. Basically, the dialogue here is letting us know that the creator in question doesn't really have the time to make or polish out the map. Which is fine, I completely understand that everybody around in life has, shit to do. They're busy with whatever they have to do in life. But I mean, like, come on, man, what the hell is this? This just isn't a good map. I'm sorry. I can definitely cut it some slack due to the factor of, life sucks and shit like that. but that doesn't make it a good level, I'm sorry. The next is the final level that we're showing off here, the SpongeBob movie game I'm Ready Depression level by Salutanis Orca. Okay, now this is probably my favorite level that I've played so far. It basically takes the second level of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game and puts it into a hat in time. For those who have never played the game, the second level consists of Patrick trying to find SpongeBob in the Goofy Goober place. What was it called again? Anyways, Patrick is trying to find SpongeBob in the Goofy Palace, but in this case the roles are swapped, where Patrick's role is now belonging to Hat-Kid, and SpongeBob's role is Bo-Kid, which is actually really cute. There's even some points where you actually see some unique cutscenes created for this level. A lot of them play out similarly to how they did in the original game, minus the voice acting, of course. What I find even more cool is that there's actually unique enemies that were from the original SpongeBob game. His animations are pretty much spot on to the original game. It's so cool. Even the hearts are little Krabby Patties like in the game. That's so awesome. I assume the level does go to the end like in the original game, but I kinda got stopped by this combat arena. See, in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game, I really need to just call it this, I'm just gonna call it the SpongeBob game. There are some challenges you could do to earn Goofy Goober tokens. They're basically your form of Mario stars, if you will. One of them has you fighting a horde of enemies, and they have something like that in this game. It's even got the original OST as well. Unlike in the original SpongeBob game, however, the machine that summons the ads in the first place actually becomes a boss here, which is kinda neat. It's actually really clever. I never knew that this could be done in a hat in time. Now, the reason I say I didn't beat this original level is because once I completed this boss fight here, it took me back to my spaceship, which was kinda weird. I was hoping it would at least take me back to where I was in the level. And I was also really tired, but I'm just going to take to the assumption that the entire level is done, or at the very least most of it. I mean, I felt like I was already almost halfway through anyway, so who knows? Overall, this is a 10 out of 10 level. I absolutely adore it. If you have a soft spot for the old SpongeBob movie game, then you will absolutely love this one. And that's kind of all I have to show off for now. It was really fun getting back into a hat in time and playing some of these levels that I honestly haven't played, or some that I haven't played in a good while. If you guys want me to do a part 2 of this, I can absolutely do that and would be more than happy to. But for right now, that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you have a good day, night, afternoon, whatever it is for you at when you're watching this video. Just be sure to have a good one.